morning, guys. Welcome back to the podcast.
How do?
How we doing? Is everybody okay?
Yeah, sound.
All right.
Good. Tonight, or today, depends when you're listening to it, we're going to be talking about, do we call them UFOs or do we call them that anymore?
UAPs is more professional.
Oh, right, okay. So are we professional tonight, UAPs?
Yeah.
UAPs.
Or if you in an ovnis, some people call them ovnis.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah. What's that?
Ovni.
What's an ovni?
It's a European.
Is that a Spanish UFO?
Yeah, Spanish UFO.
Spanish UFO.
Hola.
Them are the ones that look like Mexican hats.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Don't they all look like Mexican
Yeah, they
hats?
do, yeah. I saw one. I saw an interview once, and he was describing like a sombrero.
Yeah.
So do you think all UFOs or UAPs are actually built in Mexico?
No, just imported to there.
Just the spicy ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So, have you ever seen one, Mark? UFO?
I don't think I have. They've obviously brainwashed me or something if I have. But no, I don't. There was a time, actually, when I was about 8 years old, when my mum and dad saw a UFO over Burslem. It was when I lived in Cobridge. I remember walking with my mum and dad from the Workingmen's Club, and as we were walking towards the house, we could see the Burslem Town Hall in the distance, and above the Town Hall was like all these lights, but they swear that they saw it was a UFO, but I didn't really see anything, just some little lights that could have been an airplane or anything.
Well, you know when you say about brainwashing, I heard, I don't know who I heard it off, I don't know when I heard it, but someone said that if you've seen it, that you've been on it.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that as well.
Right, well, I think it was the last one I saw. I forgot that I'd seen it. And I went all day, and then when I got home at night, I remember me telling you.
Yeah, man.
I was just sitting on the settee, eating my tea, and I was like, oh shit, I saw a UFO today. And I thought, how ridiculous that is. You know, it's something that you think you'd remember, wouldn't it?
Well, it's funny you should say that, because it's like all the recent reports that are coming out, what I was saying to you earlier, but I think it's called the Kuna what is it?
Kuna Matata.
Yeah, Kona Blue, spelled Kona. And Kona Blue was a SAP, which is a special access project, which is funded, you know, it's like one of these black budget funded programs in the US. And it's basically it mentions about the Skinwalker Ranch and stuff like that. I think it was 2009 to 2012. But one of the other things that he mentioned was the consciousness project, and it's basically all about reverse engineering non-human technology, and you know, but mainly to use as weapon systems and stuff like that. And what the consciousness project is allegedly about, or was allegedly about, was to be able to use things like remote viewing and like the brainwashing stuff, because obviously some people believe that UFOs have got some sort of technology when they're flying over, they can actually just erase it from your mind, the existence. And that's why a lot of people who are taking photos are taking it from a distance now. That's why they're always, you know, it's like if you very rarely see a UFO close up, or, you know, videoed close up. And that's possibly because they've got the technology to erase everything that you're recording, but also erasing your minds, which is what you just mentioned.
Yeah, but I did remember it in the end.
Yeah, but it was like that because when I did that talk about Betty Hill, is it?
Betty and Barney.
They sort of, it was repressed for a couple of years before they actually went to that psychiatrist.
But did they know they'd been abducted, but they didn't know the ins and outs of it?
No, basically...
Or didn't they have any recollection of it whatsoever?
Well, basically, they knew at the time that there was about 2 hours missing or a certain amount of time missing that they couldn't account for. And they knew that they spotted some weird lights. And when they got home, it was Barney was the husband. He noticed that he's got scuff marks on his shoes, on the front of his shoes from where he'd been dragged. And Betty noticed that her dress was ripped. That which she obviously couldn't work out. And so obviously they couldn't remember the actual details, but this was all repressed, which was causing a lot of ill health. Barney had to give up his job go on long-term sick leave, and he basically developed a post-traumatic stress disorder, and everything was repressed until they actually went to that psychiatrist a couple of years later. So it was only then that they sort of knew that they sort of had a funny feeling that something wasn't right, but they didn't know exactly what had happened until they were regressed.
So I think we need regressing, see if we've been on
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we do, yeah. Because you do hear about, you see this and see that, see the lights, and then they can't remember nothing till... You know. I mean, there's a case of a young lad delivering his newspapers in Birmingham on his bike, and he was riding along, and he saw this light over the houses. Then when he got home, just before he got home, when he delivered his last paper, the bloke who was delivering the last paper, he had a right go at him. And he says, well, he says, you're 3 hours late. So he'd lost 3 hours.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know how, It's a classic case of that, isn't it? Losing time and not remembering anything. It's a shame they don't let you remember, isn't it?
Wonder why that is. I wonder why they don't.
Might be because, as I say, the reason why things are repressed are usually because your subconscious doesn't think that your conscious can handle it. So it's repressed, so it doesn't overwhelm the conscious. Whereas obviously, with regards to the alien technology to sort of hide your... Because they don't delete your memories, but they sort of hide your memories away from your consciousness. And I think that's because they don't want you to have the knowledge.
Well, I've been... I don't know. It sounds very similar because I'm changing my mind now on...
oh, God.
No,
on flat earth?
No, I'm not. Once you go flat, you can't go back. No, I'm not. I wish I could, but I just can't on that. No, on when you have a DMT experience and you come back, I don't remember many now. Much stuff as I did before. And I've been digging into why, and it's your ego that stops you from remembering.
Oh, right.
Which is a bit like Peter.
And that's when
Do you think that's when you're not actually breaking through then?
That it's your ego stopping you from breaking through.
Yeah.
When you struggle.
Well, they call it the ego death, don't they?
Yeah.
But your ego is basically your conscious mind.
Yeah.
You know, your head and the super head are like your subconscious part of your mind.
Yeah.
So it's basically the same, a similar thing, or not the same thing as what explained about your subconscious repressing that information. Because if you imagine it, if you remembered being abducted by little green aliens and stuff, and you were sort of come back home, you got all this information, you remembered everything. Who are you going to tell? Because you just get ridiculed.
I'll tell you too.
Yeah, but we'd believe you.
Well, yeah.
But the thing is, it's like even Muhammad Ali. He saw aliens and UFOs and stuff, and he went on a talk show in the early 70s, and he was ridiculed for it.
Yeah. Did he batter him though?
Yeah, but he
Did
did.
he batter the aliens?
No, but
Yeah.
the audience was laughing at him. He said I'm being serious.
Everybody does it now, don't
Yeah.
they? But it's okay now, do it, because
Yeah, because everybody else is nuts anyway.
Sean Ryder's into UFOs big time, but he is mental.
Who did this as well? Robbie Williams,
Yeah,
didn't he?
Robbie Williams.
Yeah, Robbie
into
Williams.
big time. Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
That's what I mean. It's like if you were abducted and you were sort of shown around as like a spaceship, and you went to like another galaxy and brought back with a couple of hours later, and you recalled all this information, it's like it's pointless because you just get locked up in an asylum.
I know
asylum.
what you're saying, but there's people, as in Betty and Barney's case, where they've been hypnotised.
Yeah.
To help them to recall what happened, and there's been loads of cases over the years, haven't there?
Yeah.
Where so they did actually remember once they'd.
Yeah, but even then, Betty was all right with the information that she was coming out with, but Barney made him actually worse.
Some people just can't handle strange things.
No.
It hasn't got to be an alien abduction, has it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, if you get possessed, some people just can't handle it. You know what I mean?
Possessed.
It's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to send you this book because it talks all about that as well. About
Does it?
Possession, but it's a DMT book.
Right,
It
okay.
talks about possessions and
Yeah, send it me, mate.
What, by the DMT aliens or something?
no, how he talks, and it makes a lot of sense. It all comes down to the ego. I know they're calling it the ego, but it's like your human self rather than the.
Well, as we know,
spirit
mate, when you break through with DMT, your trip is so much special than if you don't, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's still all right. You have a laugh at a joke and you see mental stuff, but when you actually break through, it's so much more meaningful and so much personal, because you've died, haven't you? You've died and you've broken through into a different realm, as far as I'm concerned, and that's your ego death. I'm saying,
yeah, but he calls it like you've actually dissolved from your ego type body,
Right.
the human body, which is saying is like the ego. When you have a full breakthrough, you fully dissolve into. Basically, he's saying you go into your true self. It's not
right.
You're not actually having an experience of a different place.
No.
You're not in a different place. You're just seeing the same place from a different perspective.
Right. When I've broke through fully, when I haven't broke through, you're still aware that I'm Nick and I'm here in a mental trip. But when I have broke through, you're right. I'm nothing.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? When I broke through properly, I'm not Nick. I'm nothing. And
It's like you're irrelevant.
Yeah. It's just, and you're just something in awe of what's going on around you.
Yeah.
It's just taking a quick turn.
It goes like this.
Yeah.
But I do believe that's a lot of abductions are conscious. But I'm not going to say DMT based, but conscious based. I think they take your consciousness. I don't think in a lot of cases. I would say in most cases, is it's a physical abduction. I wouldn't say in all cases it does, but because there is some which it kind of is if they've got marks on
Like
on
implants. Yeah.
Yeah, but even the implants, I've on some of the stories I've heard of implants where they've actually been levitated out of bed and gone through a window. Well, obviously the physical body isn't going to go through a window or solid objects. The same as when I was in your shed and I had an out of body experience and I went through the wall of his shed. I didn't physically go with my body because he saw me still lying there.
Yeah, so what you're saying is that they aren't...
But if these weren't there, I'd have swore that I might...
Yeah.
Because we think we are our bodies, don't we?
Yeah, yeah.
And I floated through his wall.
Yeah.
And I saw the inside of the wall, what the wall was made of, and went out to the other side.
Yeah, so what you're saying is that the aliens aren't abducting the physical body, but they're
Just the
abducting
consciousness.
like the soul or the...
We actually spoke about this, didn't we, a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
That we come to the conclusion, like he's just said, that they abduct your consciousness instead of the actual body.
Mm.
And they can still put it back with an implant in. Like a physical.
Yeah.
Well, there's what's it, isn't there? These stories of these people that have done remote viewing and what's the other one called?
Astral projection.
Yeah, and they come back from a beach and they've got suntan.
Yeah.
Which is mental, isn't it? You know, things
but you can also do that with hypnosis. Yeah. You can hypnotise somebody to say, oh, you're on a nice red hot sunny beach, and he'll actually get tanned.
Yeah, Bruce Goldberg, drop him in, Mark. He does that, doesn't he?
Does he?
Does he?
Yeah.
Does he do that?
Yeah, I was just going to say there's quite a few that have done that. I know Bruce Goldberg is like one of the old school style. That he's still going now, I think. Yeah. And he's sort of opened my eyes to a lot of the stuff, especially with regression, because I've been into hypnosis since the early 90s, and the regression side of things, and like the guy who taught me is very sort of down to earth, and he's actually changing his views in the last sort of couple of years. He's been a teacher of hypnosis for at least 30 years, and now he's noticing the last few years he's getting more and more cases of where he's regressing people into aliens and stuff like that, and or other planets.
Anyway, I saw one a couple of weeks ago, UFO.
Yeah.
And saw one a couple of months ago. Same places where you, Nick, saw one, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
you just got to look up, Mark.
Look up, mate.
I'm always looking down because I've got no balance.
As well, by the way, this wasn't at night and it was a flashing light in the sky. This was in the day. Both times was a solid silver metallic ball, and they were both the same both times.
Yeah.
First time it was going, I don't know how fast, along the A500, along the main road from Stokes grounds, who aren't relegated yet, by the way.
Like another team.
Going towards the ones that are relegated, up that way. And then it just flew, and it just eventually went out of sight. But a couple of weeks ago, I was just going off my estate, stuck at a junction, looked up, and it was just there in front of me, hovering. Went down to get my phone. Did I film it? Did I? Yeah. Got my phone, looked up, vanished. Didn't see it fly off, it just vanished. Yeah. But I definitely saw it. I wasn't seeing things, and it was exactly the same thing as what I saw before.
Can you two remember, we had lockdown 2020, and shortly after the lockdown, we were getting weird weather, lightning and stuff that we've never experienced. I'm 50 odd, and also around that same time, there was loads of lights in the sky, not the Skylink thing, but stationary in the sky, and you think, oh, maybe it's an helicopter, maybe it's a drone or something. but it stayed there for hours and hours, for about 3 hours. I did actually try and capture it on my phone camera, but you through a window you couldn't really see much, and it was raining and stuff. But one of my friends actually, he lives on Tunstall Way, well, Mill Hill. She said about she can see what are these lights that she can see, and they were like all over. And it was like shortly after the lockdown. But I noticed when we went camping that, I think it was that year, maybe Western, when that guy was trying to throw himself off a bridge and stuff.
Oh yeah.
There was weird lights there, and there's similar type lights, and they were just there.
Was you
probably the
was you
mushroom.
on drugs at that
Yeah,
time?
you bet. So now you're sky watching when you're on hallucinogenics.
Yeah, but it was like we were being monitored by something.
Yeah.
Oh
you know.
yeah.
But I just totally forgot again. When I asked you about have you seen a UFO? One of my UFOs I saw with you at Cannock Chase.
Oh yeah.
So
you have.
So you have seen one,
But
You have seen something that's communicated with you.
yeah, we saw something that was communicating with us from the skies, and obviously we didn't see an object,
No,
but we
there's
saw
no
a light.
yeah, flashing back.
But that was it's
And it wasn't a twinkling star, was it? It was
no
bright.
because
It
the
bright.
Was it
guy
not?
with the laser, like he was copying off him.
Yeah, really good.
So
That
was
was
it like mimicking what he did? Like?
Yeah,
two flashes and it flashed back twice, but bright.
did 4
okay.
flashes, then it did it 4 times,
Really?
but it wasn't
And it
straight
wasn't-
after.
Yeah, and it wasn't just like
Yeah,
a twinkly star. It was like, what would you say? It was as bright as it was bright. Wanted it was probably 10 times brighter than the star wanted. It wasn't as bright as a moon.
No.
It wasn't as big, but it was.
Do you think it could have been a reflection of the dome?
well, that's what I was saying. It wasn't straight after. He did it twice, and then probably 3 seconds later he did it back twice.
That's good. Whatever it was, that's good, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah. And then we saw this crazy shooting star, with like all this trail that same night. It was
good. That was probably the best
yeah.
one I've seen, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know we didn't see anything other than a light. People can't say it was a drone because it definitely wasn't a
No,
drone.
it
was it?
definitely wasn't a
It
drone.
was nothing. It was dead clear sky.
It was
and there's
it was
nothing
up
in
there.
there.
It wasn't like a plane or an helicopter or anything like that.
That's
It
the
was-
problem we
it was
have here,
above
though,
that.
when getting the sky really clear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a nightmare.
and I think the bloke was only the girl and the lad with the laser. They weren't really. They were just messing about at the time, weren't
Yeah,
they? And they just, It just happened.
In fact, we didn't see the first thing he was doing because he sort of got his attention. He says, "Oh, look at this! It's copying off me." And then we looked back because he was like behind us, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So we looked up and he did it again, flashed it twice, and then something flashed back twice. Then he did it 3 or 4 times, and then copied off him. So yeah, but it wasn't exactly where he was pointing the laser. It was slightly off, so it wasn't like hitting something and rebounding.
And it was a different colour. He was flashing
Yeah,
a green
yeah.
laser and it was bright white light.
Yeah.
Come back,
No, so it wasn't the same colour, though.
No.
I thought it was the same colour.
so. No.
No,
White.
yeah, but it was it's quite surreal. You'd have to be there to sort of see. But it's the same with paranormal stuff, isn't it? I think it's more the experience rather than capturing something on video or audio. Because it's like you can sort of debunk everything from your armchair, can't you? Like you can debunk that from your armchair,
Yeah, and we
but
do.
when
don't
you're
we?
there, you think,
We do it all the time.
Yeah.
People we see on the tally and we think, what a load of crap.
yeah,
But obviously, you had to be it, experience whatever he was, whatever they're talking about. I suppose they think it's real, but you don't know if they're sensationalising it for YouTube likes
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever, wherever you're watching it.
yeah, yeah. But saying that, about 3 or 4 months ago, well, no, a bit longer, it was like the end of last year, probably October time, I was driving back from the Moot, Kidsgrove Moot, and driving along the A34, and saw all these weird lights in the sky. Well, that's not an airplane or an helicopter. And it was sort of spinning and stuff. And I thought, is that a UFO? I was sort of looking up. And I thought, that's a UFO, that is, because it's not reacting like an helicopter or anything. And I'm driving down the A500 and you can still see it. And I thought, there's something weird about that. You know, it's just there in the sky. It's not going anywhere. And it was like really big. And then I clicked in. Vale was playing, and it's the actual drone, isn't it? The police drone, is it, or something?
Oh, right, okay.
Thought I saw you on the police camera action.
Yeah, police camera action.
Yeah, nearly crashing into somebody because I'm busy looking up.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's easy to sort of let your imagination run wild, isn't it? And
yeah, it is.
But, you know, for that brief moment, I swore, not at first, but after I couldn't debunk it, I swore it was UFO because of how the lights were. And then, but then I clicked in about the Vale match because, in fact, the reason I clicked in was all the traffic down Longport. And I thought, oh, Vale have played. It must have been a big game as well because it got the
3 cars.
Big game. A big game.
It was when they were doing well, wasn't it? Because they were top of the league, weren't they? It was like a few months ago.
Yeah.
Now they're top of the league below.
Yeah. Oh dear.
But yeah, it's the same with paranormal stuff, though, isn't it? It's like you sort of record something, and it's like you can possibly debunk it, but a lot of time, the stuff that you think's real is because you felt it when you were there.
Yeah. I think with UFOs, there's less debunking than with ghost hunting and that, if you know what I mean. There's like, well, there's, I mean, how many times you catch something on camera when you ghost hunting, you don't, do you? Let's face it.
Well, if you go on YouTube, that's
yeah, I know, but you know what I mean.
Demon caught on camera.
But like with the UFO thing, these military catching stuff, aren't they? They're not saying it's aliens, are they? Well, they didn't.
Yeah.
But it's just an unidentified flying object. It's just something they don't know what it is, and it isn't anything they know. That's why I find it so fascinating about the UFO thing, because there's actual proper people.
Yeah, normal people.
Yeah, proper people seeing things.
Yeah.
You know, not maniacs like us running around with K2 meter and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, they're just going about the business, aren't they?
Yeah, of course they are. They just, you know, and it just happens. I mean, they're just eating chicken, aren't they, and stuff like that. You know, yeah. Yeah, well, she might be a bit mental, but...
I think KFC have employed here too.
Yeah, I do as well, yeah.
Eat the KFC chicken and you'll get abducted.
Yeah. and yeah, to everyone that's listening, if you haven't seen this,
it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, I think. Yeah, it's about being abducted by aliens, and one lady gets abducted every time she's in a KFC.
Finger licking good.
Yeah. So watch it.
Yeah.
When you're eating your KFC, watch out for aliens. Don't do it in an open field.
Yeah.
Obviously, the aliens are hungry, and
there's not enough food in a KFC nowadays to share. So.
No. Yeah, eat it indoors first before you get abducted.
Bargain bucket.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Anyway, so but getting back on that, one of my favourite films is Close Encounters. I love it, and I saw it as a kid. Yeah. And it's always stuck with me, and it's still a classic now, isn't it?
He's supposed to be making another UFO film, isn't he? Spielberg.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Wasn't that 35 years ago or something like that?
It was a while ago. It was in the 70s. No, it was
It
longer than that ago.
70s, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be about 50 years ago.
Yeah, must be.
But yeah, he's apparently he's hinted on in doing a new UFO project.
Right.
So hurry up, he's going on, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
So I reckon Miami Aliens was part of his filming.
Yeah. Anyway, we've talked about the UFOs and everything. We haven't touched on that in Stafford, in Ranton.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We've got to go there.
We can go there. We can visit there, aren't we?
Yeah. Do a couple of shots with the drone.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What I like about this case is that the lady come outside to her lads and said there's something above the house or whatever. I'll just do it quickly. Anyway, when she turned around and saw this UFO above the house, it was tilted towards her and she actually saw the occupants.
Yeah.
And they weren't like little green men or little grey men. She called them as beautiful people with long golden hair, didn't she?
Yeah, like the old kings or something.
Yeah, so...
But the only problem I've got with that now is because I've been researching it a little bit, because we're going to do a video and stuff. I've seen a couple of interviews at different times and she contradicts herself.
Oh, does she?
Because in one of the videos, the first video I saw was the one which was on the tally, and she said, oh no, I'm going to get this wrong now. But in one of the videos, she said that the kids ran in the house and told her that they've seen that there's a UFO outside.
Yeah.
But on one of the other videos,
the kids were lying down or something.
She actually said, I turned to the kids and I said, "Did you see that?" So it's a.
Oh right, I don't know.
Obviously, in the first clip I saw, she said she.
I've
said
only
the kids
seen the
ran in.
one. I've only seen the one when the kids told her about it. Like
she was interviewed about 20 years later, wasn't she? For that news thing.
Yeah, there's
Did it happen in the 50s or something? And she was
54,
being interviewed
yeah, 1954.
in the 70s or 80s or something like that.
Yeah, she was, and again, I think they went after that as well. It's probably 3 I've seen. I think they went in something like 2009. They interviewed her,
Oh right, yeah,
and she was quite an old lady then. So
yeah.
I don't know. She might it might be just be a little bit confused. I don't know. But
Yeah.
there is a bit of which put a little bit of a dampener on it for me. But
Yeah.
'cause I'm thinking, I've heard you change the facts about the case, which I was a bit disappointed with it, really. Cause
I suppose it depends on the facts, doesn't it? I suppose the facts that 1 minute she's saying the kid, the lads were lying down on the grass looking up, and then another fact that the lads were actually in the kitchen or whatever saying, "Come and look at this."
Yeah.
I suppose that's a big discrepancy, unless
she's just talking about the people when it was tipped over. Whether she was asking, "Did you see the people inside there?"
Because
Right,
it could have been that the lads come into the kitchen saying, "Come and look at this, come and look at this." Because didn't she shout them in for tea or something? And then
No, they're going to
lads-
school.
were they going to school?
Yeah, they're going to school.
Oh,
It was in the
right.
morning.
And then say they went in the kitchen to her or whatever. And then they went outside again to look, and then he was sort of on the floor. And then she went, maybe it was something like that.
I don't know.
I think they were anyway, weren't they? Weren't they on their way to school?
I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
not
they were.
sure.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they
Because
were.
when the husband come home, she said they were all
Under the table or
under the
something.
table, but I don't know. See again, why would you get under the table if the kids had been to school?
Yeah,
And
that's
back.
why I didn't think they'd.
I don't know.
I thought this was like daytime, like, not
And it's
more-
only happened for a couple of minutes and it's gone,
Yeah.
hasn't it? So,
But the thing that I question about these things is that it's right by an Air Force base.
Yeah.
And literally all these sightings, like the one down like Norwich Way, that's right next to an Air Force base. Rendlesham, yeah. And where these big, I'm not sure about the one in Wales, but I bet there's an Air Force base there somewhere, within a mile
possibly.
or so.
But she seems credible. I do believe
Yeah.
what she's saying. Like I say, but there's just a few things which contradicts herself, and it's just a bit.
I haven't seen that other one. I've only seen the one in 1950, something like, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's about 12 months later, that one, with it, where she's got that old coat on and she stands outside the thing.
Yeah. But it's like how memory works. It doesn't necessarily mean, over time, it doesn't necessarily mean that she was lying about it. I don't think she was lying about it.
No, I
Look
don't.
at her body language.
No.
But your memory doesn't work like a videotape, as I've explained in the talks previously. It's sort of, your memory sort of reconstructs each time you recall it.
Yeah. Be interesting anyway to see, aerial shots, see if there's anything. See if there's anything old buried down there or something. You can sometimes see that from.
Take the drones.
I wonder if the people who own the farm now are maybe fed up with people going around, or have they had anybody around?
I bet they have recently, because it's like emerged again, hasn't it? The video on YouTube, it's been about everywhere, hasn't it, the last couple of months. So everyone's on a UFO one.
It has on our YouTubes.
It's ours,
because we look at this stuff, don't we?
I suppose,
I'm quite surprised then when I talk to people about stuff. Oh, did you see this and did you see that? They won't, because they don't.
No.
They're looking at cookery programs.
I was just going to say, like, my lady and my daughter, like, if it isn't dogs, cats and cooking, then it wouldn't come up, like. Yeah, sounds good.
It'd be interesting to see if her sons are still alive.
No, there's only one, isn't there?
Yeah, there's just one who actually wasn't there. He wasn't born,
He was born
at the time. But he knows all about it, obviously, because they've told him about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Didn't she have some sort of radiation issue? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Like they found out years later or something. She was exposed to radiation.
How would they know? How would they? Because if it was years later, it'd have to be a whacking dose, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know whether it was like a thyroid issue or some sort of cancer or something. And they said, like, this is because you've been highly exposed to radiation in the past or something.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
But I might be mistaken for...
I think you're mistaken about that.
No, but it was definitely one... Or was it the...
You know about Chernobyl?
Yeah, Chernobyl.
Was it
that bloke with 3 heads?
Was it the actual Air Force people from Aversham, is it?
Rendlesham.
Where's Aversham?
I don't know.
You keep on. You
do,
I keep getting...
Somebody needs hypnotise you and put the
I think it was a couple of the soldiers who fingered. I think they were dismissed or something a few years later for
Avalon.
ill health.
All the air fell out.
Yeah. I don't know, mate, honestly.
No, they started getting web feet and stuff.
Oh, that's a different story. That's the crypto. That's a crypto.
We're covering all bases tonight.
Yes. Yeah. So there's loads of cases. They went into that. Obviously, we can't go into all of them, but it's obvious that I definitely believe we've been visited by somebody. Are they from another planet? I believe it's time travellers.
Yeah.
That's just that's been my belief since day one. I haven't thought they've come from another planet. I believe they've come from the future. You know, I tell you what I did see the other day. I was watching some crap program on ITV 15 or something, right? But it turned out to be a good program. Craig Charles was hosting it, and it was about UFOs. And I've seen a video. They showed, this Tic Tac. To the listeners, I've got a picture of the Tic Tac UFO behind me. Yeah. It's a classic one. It's the one where the fighter pilot catches the UFO in the square, and what's it called? I don't know what it's called. He's locked on it. He's locked on to in his sights anyway. But they showed another one that was taken the same time, similar time, and it flies along and it goes in the water and comes out of the water. Yeah, I've never seen that video before.
I've seen that.
That's really good. I really thought that was a good one. Similar time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a couple where they've gone in the water, but they ended up being fakes.
I don't know.
Or allegedly fakes.
This one's like just sort of skimmed underneath and then come back out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was
the one I've seen, it was like some people on like a fishing ship or something videoing it, because there's like 3 little sort of drones or something hovering underneath the saucer, and then the 3 drones sort of fly off, and then the big spaceship sort of goes into the ocean, and you see like the Air Force or something coming.
Yeah, this clip isn't as clear as what you're talking about. When that clear, possibly AI or...
This is a clip, film similar to that, isn't it? It's actually from an Air Force...
Yeah.
Whatever it was, what plane or whatever it was, I don't know.
So what do you two think of all these sort of confidential documents being released over this last sort of year or so in Congress in America, and I think they released something in Mexico, and didn't Britain release something?
Everybody has, haven't they?
Yeah.
But thing you've never hit it, you know. Is it China?
Yeah, I don't think China. I think China haven't hid it, but they're probably hidden less.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not going to just release everything, are they?
No.
And just let's face it, whatever they're releasing now is they're only releasing because it suits them. Otherwise they wouldn't be releasing it.
Yeah.
All these whistleblowers, I think they're not whistleblowers. They're just in that position because they fit the narrative.
I was just going to say, if they were real whistleblowers, they would have been assassinated before they could get a word out.
Yeah.
Especially something so sort of highly governmental, what did you call them? SAPs, special something project or something.
Don't know.
Special access project, is it?
I don't know. You got too much time on you.
Yeah. But it's like this new document, isn't it? It's that Kona Blue. It's like they've released that, but it's what that doesn't say. It speaks more volumes than this. I think it's 58 pages long document. After releasing that about like the Skinwalker Ranch?
Yeah.
And obviously this reversed technology, non-human technology, and all this, using, they don't call it alien technology, they just call it like non-human consciousness technology or whatever it is. And it's not like that it's like government programs. It's not. It's way above that, and they get like unlimited funding. I think that Kona Blue, whatever it is, that got I think it's $30 million or something in the 3 years that it existed. But
Can't buy a fielder for that.
For that 30 million, you get 58 pages.
Right.
In 3 years, it was like,
Could be just money laundering, though, Mark.
Well, that's the thing. It's because it's like black budget stuff. It's like it's not accountable to anything.
Yeah, money laundering.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the opposite of transparency, isn't it?
What I like is I have no doubt there is technology out there. I know I'm saying aliens or time traveling, but it's either that advanced or somebody has come down and helped us. I saw an interview with Obama, and they asked him, did you, like about Area 51 or whatever it was, and he said, did you ask the question? And he says, yes, I did. And they said to him, well, what was the reply? He says, I can't tell you. Do you know what I mean? So it was, but what that means to me is that they have told him something, and he isn't telling us, Because if they hadn't told him anything, they'd just say, oh, well.
But what you got to realise is politicians are trained liars. They're professional liars, aren't they? So
what do you mean none of them tell the truth?
Well,
even the ones that lie.
They're able to manipulate the truth to the point that it's no longer the truth.
Okay. Yeah, so anyway, I've seen 2 in the last couple of months, so I know they're real.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like what we were saying about these documents being released. They're all about reversing non-human technology and non-human biological stuff. And what's to say? Because obviously we know about Roswell. Was that like the early 50s or something?
40s.
Was that 40s?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we know that they've got their hands on stuff from the 40s, maybe decades before that, because we know about Hitler had something in Antarctica or something, like that ball thing or whatever.
The Glocker, that's called.
Yeah, the anti-gravity thing.
Yeah.
So that was, he had that from the 30s, 1930s, because he had that before World War II. So it's like all these UFO things that are spotted within a mile or so of Air Force bases, especially American Air Force bases in England. What's to say that it wasn't being developed in that Air Force base and being tested, or,
Could be.
Could be. We could go on and on about this, because I have got which we ought to cover on a different one. I was going to just touch on the circle of life with it, how the pyramids and all that. But I'm going to save that. I'm not going to go into that.
I was going to say the Kuba Matata.
No, how they were that more advanced then than we are now.
Yeah.
So that's the making of a different podcast.
But that's another thing, it's like history. It's like the last couple of years have been so, the newspapers and everything's been so sort of deformed that it's been all a lie the last sort of 5 years or even longer. And obviously the government is releasing papers what happened 75 years ago and saying, oh, this is actually what happened, not what the official narrative was. What's to say that any of the history was true?
Yeah, definitely.
The problem is I've got as well with all this new stuff that's come out. I know Nick's the same. They've lied to us for that long. Now they're telling us the truth. I don't believe it.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I don't know what believe and what not believe.
Yeah.
No.
I was just going to say they'll release documents about Bigfoot tomorrow.
Yeah, they've released all this stuff about all these UFOs. They're saying, yes, this has happened, that's happened. And you're thinking, well, did it?
Yeah.
Seems too good to be true,
But then I always look at motivations, it's like the psychology of me. Everything needs a motivation. And the thing I worry about the most is if the government are releasing all this, like sort of implanting that there are alien species that are coming to Earth with all this alien weaponry and alien technology, are the governments, or those that control the governments, are they planning something like an alien invasion, or alien invasion in inverted commas, so it'll push a one world government?
Yeah, probably that's what they're heading for, isn't it? Yeah.
Because there's a reason why they're releasing all these government papers, isn't there?
But we don't want to go down the political route.
No, or the conspiracy
No, we
route.
don't want to. I don't mind getting into some conspiracies down the line, but political.
Yeah. So, next week we'll do that.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
We'll
Talk about unicorns.
Yeah, we're going to go down the unicorn route.
Yeah.
Egyptian.
Yeah, the pyramids and stuff like that, and
stuff
Machu
like that.
Picchu, and
So,
yeah, that'll be a good one for do next week.
So, on that note, I'm going to leave you with a question.
Oh, go on then.
Oh,
It's about, we're talking about history, so it's not really alien. It might be alien related. You know, the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
Which I believe was in the pyramid at one point in the King's Chamber.
Okay.
What kind of wood was it made out of? Do you know? Have you ever heard?
Hold on a bit.
No.
You're going to laugh. You're going to think I'm joking.
Go on.
I wouldn't say it was oak or anything like that.
No, it's not oak. It's a wood I've never heard of.
Oh, have you?
No. I've heard of it now.
See, I found out tonight that Cleopatra was actually Greek.
Right. That's got nothing to do with the Ark.
No, but what I'm saying is...
You go off on a tangent more than I do.
But you're thinking of wood that grows in Egypt, but obviously back then, it's like, if Cleopatra's Greek, it's like obviously Greek sort of, you know, all the stuff was coming from
What was
Greece.
it, Nick?
No.
It's a wood, and it's called shitting wood.
Hey!
Shitting wood?
That's what it
Oh,
is.
no way.
That's what it's
Shitting
called.
wood?
Shitting wood.
Yeah. So on that note,
I thought it was made out of gold anyway.
on the outside, I just wanted gold leaf and stuff and all that.
So
But
what,
the inner box was shitting wood.
Shitting wood.
From a
Shit in a
shitting-
box.
from the shitting tree?
Very good.
So are these...
Yeah, shitting wood.
is the actual tree what it's coming from called shitting or something
Yeah.
like that? Is it German? SCH or something like that? Shitting.
I wonder if that's
Shitting.
why
A Germanic.
in Indiana Jones they wanted it back then.
Yeah, could be, yeah. Yeah, could have been, yeah. A native.
Shitting.
Yes. Yeah, on that note.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
That's it then. We'll
Till next week, eh?
say goodbye, yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.